Hey guys, first off, I just want to say thanks to Jake for allowing me to record our lesson, and also what I try to do is give my students a overview or Samson, where you going? What the fuck, man? Leave me like that in front of everybody? Hey Nowie. Hey Nowie, oh, you want to play with the ball? Good kid. She loves playing fetch. So anyways, you guys, I also try to do a little recorded analysis for my students just in case they forget anything or they want to go over the lesson that we did. They can see what we're working on and how they were working on it. So leave any comments down below if you want more videos like this. This is the first type of video I've done that we've recorded a lesson. And now we're just going to show you what we were working on and what we were seeing on the computer, the actual physical changes. So thanks for watching, you guys. Subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Hey Jake, thanks again for coming down to good old Thunderbird driving range, my old stomping grounds. I'm just going to make this video for you, so in case you forget anything or you want to go over and remember what we worked on, you have some notes for your own record. So first off, I mentioned was just ball position. I thought it was a little too far up for 7-9. I would move it a ball, maybe ball and a half back, play around with that. Just looked a little too far forward from what I'm used to seeing with all the good players. I also asked you to, set up and be really conscious of your weight distribution as in terms of left foot and right foot. And you said you were favoring a little bit more of the left side, and I could see that. So just make sure it's set up, it's 50-50 both sides, and that ball position slightly back. I was thinking that ball position, if it's still too far forward, might cause you to maybe slide a little bit more. So once we did that, the first things we worked on was the right leg. Okay, a little bit more of the right hip rotation, right leg. So if we look over here, we can see, like I said, if we put a little dot here on your belt, a little dot here on your head, on the backswing, we can see that belt's dropping, head's dropping. This right knee is getting more bent, right? So it's okay for the head to drop. It just depends on how you do it. And the reason I was pointing this out, because since you slide just a little bit in the downswing and the hips go a little bit more towards the target, I was trying to figure out what causes that. What's the cause and effect? So I think the way you're loading up, it's going to influence how you unload going down. And so we see that little drop, the right knee bend more, and this belt buckle I think is actually going to look a little bit more towards the ground, a little more APT we talked about. So if you looked over here, you picked this up really quick. I was really impressed by how fast you made the changes. So even if you can see just here in the practice swings, that's the first thing, is let's just do it in a practice swing. You can see your head staying taller, your right leg's keeping that same flexion at address. It's not bending more. So I put you in the right position, and within the first swing, it already got better. So it wasn't nearly as much, and that was the very first swing doing it. So really good job. And as you can see too, I think this belt here on the right is actually looking a little bit more this way than it is pointing down. So once again, you're loading in the proper way so you can unload better. Okay, so good stuff there, really good stuff. You can see this right knee is considerably more bent than this one over here. So once again, really good job. And one of the ways I kind of mentioned to work on that was maybe to go, instead of maybe a little knee flex at address to more, I suggested maybe if you wanted, you could do slightly more knee flex at address, just slightly more, to go a little bit less. See if that would help. Okay, so next up we worked on rotation. We thought, we're seeing some left shots. You said your big miss is a left. We saw you hitting some pull draw. So we're basically trying to figure out what's causing that. We think that's a little bit more from your slide. So we just wanted to get you rotating better. Add a little stability and get that path a little more left with a little more square face. So over here on the left is your first swing. So as we come down, if you look at this first move, it's a little more lateral. And I think maybe you might have just that left tip a little too low, but we didn't really worry about that just yet. And as you come into the ball, you can see that left leg's a little straighter. So we just put you in one of those preset drills. Okay, so we got the left leg straight and back. We got the hands ahead, which is good. So now, if we run you through, okay, one of the other good things is you were really good at keeping that right leg tall throughout the whole day. So the hips are looking really good here, nice and high. And then even on the downswing, they actually looked more level, which is good too. Right here, they look more level than what it was over here. Okay, I think, like I said, it's a little bit too down. So you did a great job. This looked really good. So now we'll run you through the impact one more time. So now we can see that in transition, instead of that little more lateral movement, you're already starting to rotate and move back like that duck drill you were working on. Well, you're doing it right here. Okay, so looks really good. A lot more rotation. We can actually see how this right leg is going forward, right? And this left leg is going back, which aids in rotation. When we get the hands ahead and we get that more club face stability, which looks really good. So nicely done, really nice. Okay, so if we look at that drill from down the line, this is one of your first swings. Come back into impact. Okay, here we go. As you can see, you're setting up well. Got the lower body nicely cleared. You could have maybe a touch more lateral bend. You could even have this right arm maybe slightly more bent, even for the drill. So, but all in all, really good stuff here. So we can see even now you're keeping that right leg taller, which is really nice. You're starting with more rotation, which is good. And as you can see, the impact over here on the left, your hips are a little more square. Over here on the right, we can kind of see that gap through your legs. So once again, we know that right side's going forward and that left leg is pulling back. So upper body's got a little more rotation and lower body's got a considerable amount more rotation. And we can just see a little more stability through the ball. Over here, we see a little bit more of that rolling release. Hands are staying head and club's tracking really nice. So very nice stuff, Jake. What else did we work on? Okay, so here's some driver swings. You know, one of the things I noticed once again was just favoring a little bit of the left side with the weight distribution. You know, we could see a little bit more of this angle. So I asked you to kind of be a little more to the right, and we can see it kind of soften up just by a few degrees. So that was better. So just make sure you're 50-50, maybe even a couple percentiles on the right side for you to feel like. So setup's better here. One of the things we worked on was over here. Once again, this left hip kind of dropping, was getting a little lower, which still looks really good. And even if I ran you through, I could just tell by your swing with the driver, you're getting really good rotation. Impact dynamics with hands and arms are really good. So I even said, I go, man, you must hit the driver good. And you could just tell this is some really good stuff I'm seeing. But yeah, top of the backswing, we'll pause you right there. We could see we're just trying to work on keeping that left hip a little higher, which was really good. How'd you do in the hip hiking drill, seeing what that feels like. And kind of what you can notice is maybe just a little bit more curve in the spine, so you're going to get a little more rotation of the upper thoracic. So a little bit of rotation on the backswing. That really looked really good. So we kind of just wanted to make sure you were getting more right side loaded over here, okay, and keeping that left hip higher. And that looked muchos gracias better. Once again, we can see the angle of this leg is a little bit more like that, and this one's pitched in a little bit towards the target. So if, like I said, if you're kind of going a little left on the backswing, a little left on the downswing, you get too far ahead. So really good changes right there. And one other thing that I mentioned that I want you to work on in the background that's not necessarily a glaring problem right now is the the belt buckle pointing up and down. So when you first tried to do it, as you can see, you kind of moved your whole hips back and forth and you didn't separate just the pelvis. And I kind of showed you and you got it right away. So as you can see, yeah, it looks funny, but that's a movement you want to be coordinated with because that's a big part. And that's what I was kind of showing you with Woodland, with Dustin, is yours was kind of doing the opposite where it was going down to up and we wanted to go up to down. So as you can see, you did it right there, okay, which is good, right? If I draw that line right there, as you do the transition, boom, it drops and then you rotate, which you're doing really good. So I just want you to keep practicing that at home, that movement, getting that coordination down, because sooner or later that's something we're going to want to most likely tidy up. So even when you hit one here, it looks really good. All right, you stay nice and tall with that right leg. Belt buckle's not rising in the downswing. I'll let it play out here. I mean, look at that. It drops a little bit, and you're rotating much better. And the impact dynamics are good. So good stuff, man. You got a really good swing. You're picking up all this stuff really quick. Just keep working on these things. And if you have any questions, let me know. Thanks again. Okay, thanks for watching that video, you guys. Leave a comment down below if you have any questions. Leave a comment down below if you want to see more of these videos, lessons, swing analysis, etc. If the students allow it and they're very comfortable, then I'll definitely do it. Once again, Jake was a membership site member, so he was very familiar with everything we already taught, which I think made the lesson go a lot easier and quicker, and he was able to pick up on everything we did. So, even things on certain things that we look for on, where the belt is pointing in terms of up and down or pelvic tilts or more rotation, it was cool to see Jake actually improve on all that stuff without actually having to think about it. So I try to give the students drills that I learned from Kelvin that make all that stuff happen naturally. My goal is when I'm teaching somebody is to be able to teach them as if I was teaching a 2-year-old. I want to make things as simple as possible, drills and feels that make a lot of stuff happen. So thanks a lot for watching, you guys. Please subscribe. Hit me up on Facebook, Gabriel M. Writer, Instagram, PJ Tour Driven. Links all down below. Appreciate your support. More videos coming soon. Say bye, Nawi. Say bye. Say bye, Sammy boy. Say bye. What was that? Get him, Sims. Get him. Get him.